Hey, this is a Hakawati production. Hey, how are you doing today? We have a super cool show, but before I tell you more, I wanted to remind you about what our mission is here at TMR. We're basically introducing you to some of the region's most influential minds and letting you in on the biggest ideas. And as Elon Musk once said, I could either watch it happen or be a part of it. Well, if you want to be a part of it, make sure you're subscribed to the show. My next guest is the co-founder of XLABS. It's a marketing company that creates digital experiences for a bunch of brands like Cadbury, Reebok, Starbucks, and Marlboro. That's just to name a few. They're based in Beirut but have offices in Dubai and are in the process of opening another office in Saudi Arabia. Please welcome to the show, George Eid. Hi, George. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi, how are you, Nadia? Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for coming by. I really appreciate it. I was on your website today and I was trying to understand what the heck it is that you do over there at XLABS.
I feel you.
I think I got kind of an idea, but why don't you explain to us?
Sure. I mean, it's a bit confusing for some people sometimes because what we do is not your regular form of, I'm going to call it advertising or technology advertising, basically. But basically what XLab does is we create experiences for brands, experiences for companies. And our goal is to literally wow customers for any typical brand that you may see.
So, for example, I mean, you have a lot of clients, but one of them is Claret, I think. So I was looking at it, looked kind of cool. So they had this new flavor. What was it called?
Actually, they just wanted to highlight the fact that, you can eat garlic and onions and just make them disappear. So we're like, okay, great. Like, how do you make that happen? How do we show that to people? So we created this VR world, just like Fruit Ninja in VR. And you have onions and garlic flying around and you got to just slash them and shoot them in your own world, basically. And yeah, that was pretty fun for some people,
So where would they play that game, though?
So what we do is these brands just go out to these malls and they set up their booths and we design these booths, we build them as well, and we design and build the software for it, where the engaging part where people play, basically. And we go all around Lebanon and Dubai, Saudi. So
you go with that booth and you go to malls and stuff?
We build much more than one, basically. Mm-hmm. And we go to several cities and you do the same thing over and over, just like basically a roadshow if you want. And you start trying to get as many people as possible in the shortest amount of time. So we have 2 weeks to really spread this all over.
So what's a good number of people when you put one of those things?
Oh, this really differs from place to place. So in Dubai, we can hit 500-600 people a day interacting with a certain booth, for example. We definitely would love to hit these numbers, because, you're not just getting this person to look at an ad. He's literally spending a minute playing, interacting, learning about the brand, experiencing it. So the value of it is much higher than literally just putting a billboard, and glancing over at something. So that's our aim, basically.
Yeah, we were just talking before we were recording about how old-fashioned ads in the 60s and 70s were so simple. I mean, you had a picture of someone and it was so literal.
For sure. I mean, listen, retro will always work. We'd love to try to bring it back somehow.
Yeah.
But we just got to add a twist to it, basically. So, it's always something, we have to do something that's out of the box. Whatever this box is that they always keep talking about. I mean, me and my team were always discussing, what is this box? Who actually made that box that they talk about? Okay, we got to think outside the box. We got to do something that's unconventional. And that's what you get in every brief. But if you look back, the conventional stuff are pretty interesting. You know? And so we just...
give me an example of something conventional that you think was pretty cool.
Okay, so Heinz, for example, they used to have these ads where they would literally put fries without anything on it, or put a burger without anything in it. And then they're like, what's missing? And then later it'll have the ketchup on it, or it'll be another paper that you fold over. This was done in the 50s and 60s. It's also referenced in Mad Men, the show.
Yeah.
So once they did that, people loved it, and they did it again 2 years back.
Oh, wow.
Inspired by Mad Men, because Mad Men featured it. So they did this again. They brought it back. They turned it digital as well this time. And they just worked on the feel of, something old school. People miss that sometimes. They need that.
Yeah. I mean, so how would you translate that? Did you think about it?
I mean,
into something that utilizes like, technology and AI.
so for example, we came up once with an idea to create a turntable, not a turntable actually, the vinyl player.
Yeah,
So,
it's called a
a
turntable.
turntable, yeah, exactly. So the vinyl player, but the actual vinyl was made out of an Oreo biscuit. It was for Oreo. So they would send the package to someone. They would put the Oreo just on this, just like the needle with the spinning disc in the middle. The Oreo would start to turn around, and you actually get some music that comes out of this box. Basically.
What?
Yeah,
Just from the spinning, obviously. It's
yeah,
not the needle reading the
we've
Oreo.
hidden some stuff under
Yeah.
it, obviously. But I mean, just that factor, where you're bringing something back to someone and using that in a really new way right now. This nostalgia creates some sort of connection with the brand.
Is that what advertisers are looking for now? I mean, do they even understand what you do when you tell them like, oh, we can create digital experiences?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they do understand. There's a need for it because, like I said, the conventional stuff, they're just not working anymore. And attention span has become so short these days for people. It's very hard to grab someone's attention, let alone grab it for over 30 seconds, for example. So once we bring something new to the table, you get the curiosity of a person. They want to actually try this. They want to see what it's about. And you get them to be immersed in something. That's really high equity.
But how do you even get the opportunity to explain it to them? Because normally the ads are sold through ad agencies, right? Who have this kind of traditional, these steps that they go through yearly. They have a budget. They allocate it to this media, this TV station, these radio stations. How do you get into that mix where they're like, well, you can also do this great thing?
Exactly. So funny enough, agencies are our biggest clients, basically. So we don't work against them, or we don't work we work side by side with them because one, they identified that there's a need for this. Two, they weren't built to do these things. The normal agency, like you said, is just structured differently. So we have engineers in our team. We have architects, we have electrical engineers, mechanical engineers. It's not something you would find every day. Software developers as well. It's not something you would find every day in your regular agency. So when we come in, we extend their services. We give them this arm of basically technology, and they understand the services, and then basically they start creating ideas based on that.
How big is your team?
We've become around 20 people right now.
And are there other agencies in the Middle East doing similar things? Are you guys pretty much...
It's a very small club.
Okay.
I can say, yeah. I mean, there are some people that have ventured into this that we work together with right now. These are part of much bigger agencies. So we have a lot of friends, basically. We all work together in this.
And we were talking earlier, you said that you have an office in Dubai.
Yeah.
You're working on opening a place in Saudi.
For sure. I mean, the Saudi market is just booming right now. And literally in our sector, in the entertainment sector, in the entertainment field, it's opening up pretty well.
And fast.
Very fast. Very fast and...
lightning quick.
Yeah, and like very big scale. They're not messing around.
Yeah.
They really want to do something big. So...
it's interesting. It's so exciting for people like you guys.
Definitely. I mean, we get to work, we get to do what we love, but sometimes we have our hands tied, budget-wise. And, the team is super talented. Like, they can literally get a rocket to the moon, So once you give them a budget to work with, a vision, someone who wants to exceed and do something that's amazing, then, this is very exciting for us.
The sky's the limit.
Definitely.
The sky is not the limit.
You're going to a market where literally they're like, please blow us away. Blow our minds out. We need something that is unbelievable,
Yeah.
Do whatever it takes, let's get it done. This for us is like such a white canvas to literally do amazing things.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see what you get to do. Because definitely, so your main creative team is based in Beirut.
Yeah. I mean, we have very talented people in Beirut.
Yeah. Is it difficult to find the same kind of talent in other parts of the Middle East?
I mean, people are talented everywhere, but Lebanese have this certain knack for advertising because I guess on a cultural level, we've been exposed to different cultures. We travel a lot. We have a lot of English and French language mixing. So this allows you to be relatable to brands because it's the same thing. When you have these global brands trying to adapt to the market, we feel like Lebanese are a perfect mix for that.
You're kind of a bridge
Definitely
from the west to the east.
Exactly.
For
That's
sure.
very well
But I
said.
don't know if that's all it is, but I definitely feel like in Beirut, there's just so much creativity in every domain. I mean,
Right.
Lebanese people just are so inventive, and
Definitely.
they're always creating like beautiful, exciting new things in every realm. It's really, for such a small country, I don't know where it came from.
Because, you also have an open-minded culture, it's accepting of stuff that are out of the ordinary. So people are brave enough to do something because they're not going to face this resistance, I guess.
Yeah. It's super interesting. What are some of the other ways that advertising is kind of transitioning into technology and AI besides the obvious like targeted ads that we see on Instagram and all that? But so you do like VR games. Are they incorporating like ads, like organic ads into VR games themselves? What are some of the other things?
So the way we use technology with brands is to create one-off experiences, basically. But technology has seeped through to every aspect of advertising and marketing, and we use it everywhere. So one of the main things is just literally being adaptable at all times. So even billboards these days are getting that treatment. So let's say the indoor billboards that you see in malls, they now identify if you're a woman, if you're a man, how old you are, what clothes you're wearing, and give you targeted ads based on that.
Which billboards? What are you talking about?
Okay. Actually, if you go to one of the malls here in Lebanon, they actually have the cameras in them.
What?
They're not working. I'm sure they're not set up yet.
None of the cameras in Lebanon work. I'm just let that be known.
The cameras are there though. Are they working? Not yet.
In a billboard in the mall?
Yes, it's in the billboards.
I never heard of that before. That's insane.
Yeah,
so what does it do?
It just scans all times. It's watching you basically. And
Yeah.
It looks at people and it identifies them. So that you see the relevant ad to you.
It'd be so much fun to test it,
right?
Like to put a disguise
put it
and
on,
see how well it works.
Women will get Venus, men will get Gillette as
an ad.
That's what.
Unless it's like a super hairy woman.
Exactly. Then there's gonna get.
She might be offended if she knows there are
exactly.
cameras.
That's when technology is there. When a billboard becomes offensive,
that's insane.
And has its own brain, that's a problem.
Sometimes. Good point.
Yeah.
You're gonna start having like fights between like billboards
and people. Like,
angry
why
ladies.
Did you show me that? Right? Like, who the fuck do you think I am? But
I hope they're like bulletproof or like at least like
they're anti-vandalism. Yeah, I guess they should handle a punch. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely, or like a spiky heel.
Yeah, a heel, definitely.
So the whole point of what you're doing is to create an experience. It's experiential.
Yes.
So why do you think it's more effective? And more than that, obviously, it's more effective because they're immersed. But do people then really go and buy that product? Because it's one thing to be like, wow, this Clorets game is super cool.
Yeah,
look, I'm shooting an onion. But then are you going to go buy Clorets?
Exactly. Listen, it'll sink into your brain better. At least the next time when you're looking through a supermarket, let's say, and you see two brands next to each other, there's one that you're going to have an emotional connection with because of what we've done with them. You're going to look at like, oh, yeah, I've done this before, right? And there's another factor, which is virality. These days, everything that goes viral, everyone wants to go viral. Everyone wants to try to go viral. So once you come up with these concepts, they're very prone to actually being spoken about, to get on people's Instagram stories, to get shared all over. So this gets a sort of domino effect that really goes beyond that
like
experience.
A trickle-down effect. Yeah,
Definitely,
I could see.
So once we do something really crazy and something out of the box that we just spoke about, people are going to take videos of it. People are going to post it online, and this is going to just trend from one place to another and another. We strongly believe in that. We started off with that. We have a product based on that. Instagram stories are basically the new advertising conglomerate, if you want.
Yeah. Medium.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at our screens half the day, going through stories regularly. We're consuming it like Skittles. It's just too much.
Like Skittles.
Yeah.
Or in my case, walnuts.
Walnuts. So there you go. The healthy part. The healthier.
So, So you guys actually create content for Instagram as well?
It's not about creating content. We create tools for events. We have something called Black Box, and it's basically a booth that prints out Instagram stories. So we're bringing that old retro Polaroid feel, but you only print it out when it's tagged with a certain brand.
Okay.
So let's say I'm here and I upload a story and I tag Hakawati in it, or I tag the men's room in it. And instantly this photo prints out. It has the men's room logo on it.
It prints out where?
It prints out of this booth that we built.
Oh, where's the
Black
booth?
Box is literally a box.
Yeah.
It's a booth that we built and we put it in events.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So if we're at that event
Exactly.
and I'm with you, I tag it, it comes out of that booth. Okay. Were you at
100%.
Dubai Watch Week like 2 years ago? Or?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
We've
So I
done
think
that
I've
a
seen
lot
that
in
booth.
Dubai as
Yeah.
well. This used to only do posts before. Now it does, we have to go with the times. We're doing stories now. We're actually the first, it's the only one that does stories. We really had to do a lot to get it to work that way. But I mean, stories are the way to go right now.
So wait, how does that translate? So it prints the picture. How does that translate to a story?
Okay, no, so I upload a story first.
Yeah.
Right? And I tag whatever brand is hosting that event.
Yes.
Okay? And that is the only way this booth will print my photo.
Oh, I see.
So I will post because I want that photo.
So you're
I want to take it with me 100%.
To post
You're creating an
stories
incentive
at an
basically,
event to promote the product. And the
And-
tag is like, let's say, Dubai Watch Week.
Yes. So we turned the social media into a currency basically. And one, you're getting a souvenir.
Yeah.
Taking it with you. It has a logo on it as well. It's a cute sticker that you...
It's a sticker?
Yeah, it could be a sticker.
Okay.
And it's always going to be on someone's desk at the office. We've gone to meetings and we just see our photos left and right. We know that this has been some event. And after the event, we create this report that shows you basically the reach from that event. So let's say you get 300 stories and these people each have 500 followers. You're talking organic, natural advertising.
Yeah.
Even though it's fueled by something, but it's basically really natural. It's people selling to other people, which is the best form of advertising.
That's so smart.
Exactly.
You guys are smart.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, we have to be smart.
How long
That's
have you
all.
been doing this?
It's been 4 years now.
And are you more on the creative side or the tech side?
I'm actually both. Personally.
That's
I mean,
rare.
this is why we came up with this. I'm a geek by nature. I love techie stuff. I love looking at new technology, tinkering, making stuff. But have a marketing background. I love brands. I love advertising. I love logos. So we just mixed it together basically, and we have people that are extremely creative on the team that have nothing to do with technology.
Mm-hmm.
But they've quickly learned, and the opposite way around. So engineers are somewhat squarish, if you want, by nature. This is the stereotype, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But then you walk into our office, and I mean, our engineers are DJs, and now some of them try to paint, and they've been influenced by the rest of the team. And
That's
it just
so
goes
nice.
both ways. Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. It sounds like a great place to work.
It's very nice.
Is it like an open space office?
It's a very funky office. It's artistic. It is open because, we have to all work together, basically. It's very cross-functional. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Do you guys have like regular office hours? How does it work?
Oh, no, not at all. We have no office. I mean, we do. We definitely have a schedule to stick by. But
which is like 9 to 5?
It's 10 to 6, actually.
10 to 6?
Even that's a bit out of the norm. But, we don't like traffic. So why lose an hour in the morning, right? When we can just come into work, be creative, and stress-free.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh, man, we have beds in the office.
Beds?
We have, they're inflatable beds. But, sometimes we really have to sleep. We have showers in the office,
Wow.
But no one's forced to stay there. It's really, there's a feeling of family. They're all friends. They're always creating something. So it's really fun. It's a very energetic vibe.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's
sounds
cool.
like a great place to work.
We get a lot of internship requests. We get a lot of people willing to work for free. Really, honestly, I have like messages of
really
I'll do anything.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. It's fun.
So
and
technically,
it's a lot
you
of
could run your
exposure.
company like with like 3 like people know what they're doing, and then like 15 like
we'd
free
like
people.
to maybe, but no, I mean
I'm joking.
Yeah, I know it's our guys are very core.
Yeah. But I like that you have this creative process because I think a lot of advertising agencies, especially the old school ones, are kind of rigid in the way that they arrange their staff and the way they function, and that can kind of kill creativity.
For sure. I mean, we try to keep it as open as possible, keep it free-flowing, convo. We ask, for example, like the weirdest questions to someone. For example, we'll ask an engineer a question about art. So what would you do with that? Because you're going to get something that's out of the ordinary.
What do you mean, like art? What do you mean? Like a client that has...
Like, Exactly. I mean, something artistic, basically, to a certain point.
Let's say a museum opening, like the Louvre is opening.
The Louvre is opening. So once you go around, what we try to do when we do a brainstorming session is not just have creatives working together on the idea. No, we want the paradox. We want an idea that is really from a different field, something that you don't think of, and that's what allows us to do stuff that are just not the regular. Not the normal stuff.
Yeah, and also the fact that you're combining the both the tech
different
and the
know-hows.
creative.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're kind of interbreeding.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that it's a small group of agencies that kind of do this kind of stuff in the Middle East. There's very few. Are they all like startup kind of things, or are any of them the old school agencies that are transitioning? Are old school agencies able to transition?
Definitely. I mean, the way they do it is by acquiring companies like us. So because they've identified the need for it, the bigger companies shop around for companies that do what we do. This is the way it's done on a global, European, American level. And this is how it'll happen here in the region, basically.
But you guys haven't been acquired yet.
So we have a new partner on board right now.
Oh, yes.
Recently, yes. It's very exciting because this is allowing us to even grow further and faster. I mean, we never know. You never know. We've gotten a lot of interest from agencies, but we've always waited because, we believe in ourselves and however we can take this. So we actually have been approached by the big players. They're just 4 or 5 major big agencies, and they've identified the need. But we always felt that it was maybe too early.
Yeah. You kind of want to go as far as you can go.
Exactly.
As you
and
are.
Now with the strategic partnership we have right now, this was proof that it was a good thing that we did wait. And, now we can actually grow our value even further and be even more appealing to these bigger agencies.
Yeah, it's so exciting and interesting.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be watching your projects very closely.
It's very fun, really. I mean, we're always going to find that. I'll be sure to send you a video of the craziest thing we do.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, for sure.
I would love that. All right. Well, thanks so much for stopping in.
Thank you, Nadia. Thank you for having us. It's an awesome show, actually. Really.
Thanks.
I mean, I listened to the rest of the podcast. They're
It'd
amazing.
be a lot better if we did it outside in a very busy place.
We should actually work on that.
Plus, you'd hear less of me and more of the outside noise.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't want that. But maybe we should bring a black box and put it here for your other guests.
I would love that.
Yeah, maybe we'll have like a mini version that we can keep. And
do you have a mini version?
We actually do. I mean, this is internal for us, but we can maybe make one for the studio here.
That would be really
nice.
Cool.
Yeah, for your show. Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, sure. We'll work on it ASAP.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot,
Thank you.
George.
Thank you for having us, really.
That's it. Thanks for listening to the show. Be sure to follow us on social media at hakawadi.fm and my own personal page, Nadia_Michelle. You'll find a lot of other great stuff there. See you soon.